Alright, for this next video, we got a couple different things to try out. Got some Great Stuff spray foam insulation. Comes in a 2-pack of cans, 40 bucks at the hardware store, just to cover the front cab area and give the RV just a little more insulation. Also picked up some undercoating at Harbor Freight. Got 2 different kinds here. This Rust-Oleum undercoating resists rust. It's paintable. It is a rubberized coating, I do believe. Yeah, rubberized black. They also had, this was $8 a can, I think, somewhere around there. This is $12 a can. This is the Pro Grade undercoating. Also rubberized black, but it deadens sound, corrosion, and rust resistant. Paintable quick dry formula. I think the big difference is that it is a sound deadening undercoating. I got 5 cans of this because it was all they had, or actually I think they only had 4 cans. So I grabbed a couple of these. But then I went to Lowe's and found out they also carry this for the same price. So I grabbed a few more. So I should have plenty to do everything. But I think I will save this for like the flatbed area where I don't really need sound deadening. And we'll use this up on the body. Okay, let's start with the spray foam. Yeah, figure out everywhere I want to spray and get things covered up with plastic or masking tape. Get things pulled back. Do a little vacuuming here in a minute. And I'll pull things back. Put some plastic over this. Disconnect that and wrap it up. Already wrapped up or taped up the 4-inch inlet for the fresh air vent for the fan. Alright, I got things vacuumed up, cleaned up fairly well. I'm gonna wrap this, and I've decided I'm just going to spray the front area, not this. I don't know what I'm going to mount here in the future, so I want to keep that bare. And besides, I can just put some of that insulation mat on here pretty easily, so I'll mask maybe from this spot back. Does it look, oh, it's just a snap ring or something. Yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up. Got a bunch of these old style thin grocery bags that I think will be perfect for wrapping things up. Alright, let's throw a few of those around the joints. Anyway, I'm not too worried about the bar getting spray foam on it. Just put some masking tape on those. Should be good enough. Something I just remembered, I wanted to weld the nuts for the front cap for these bolts. So I think I'm gonna have to do that real quick before I spray over everything. So I'll find some bolts, some little nuts. I'll weld them on the back side here. Alright, so I want these bolts to have captive nuts on the other side of this, so I don't have to take off the dash panel to try and hold the nuts still if I want to take the front cap off. So let's put this cap on so I can line everything up. Go pick up some bolts. Probably gonna get something a little bigger than that fits in there, so I'll drill these out a little bit just so have a little bit beefier bolts. Maybe. We'll see what I got. See if I have anything that'll work, but the stuff I have right now is real cheap. The nuts are real tiny. I want something a little more girth to them, so when I weld them, they're not going to just warp or melt into oblivion. I'm going to go ahead and take this off too, since we got a nice new fancy reservoir. Pretty cool tube though. I'll save that for something maybe. It's still, no, it's garbage. Brittle plastic. It's a good thing I replaced that. I initially replaced it because I couldn't find the cap for it, but I found the cap. Got some edge rubber there, edge seal to protect it. That's also gotten stiff. I'll get off these straps. One last thing on the cap here. The other side of this is welded, of course. The hood support. Let's see if I can just There's a little sharp edge there, but that's fine. I can grind that down later. All right, to get this to fit, I gotta cut these corners. Cut right there. Cut right here. And then it can go on the rest of the way. Oh, look at her. Isn't she glorious? Alright, got things masked off enough to keep most of the mess off the walls, I think. Probably should have done that after welding, but I wanted to get this over with. Get all the paper on. Plastic is right where it needs to be. I like what I see. Having to drill these out to 13/64 so the bolts can fit. All right, nuts and washers installed, snugged them up, ready to be welded. Window. All right, those turned out just like I was hoping. A couple of good tacks on each side. Turned out awesome. And clean them up a little bit so I can spritz them with paint. Already checked and all the screws are good, nothing stuck. Except for this last one, I couldn't get a very good angle with that welding gun. Also hard to see with that welding helmet. I need to switch out the lenses really bad. But I got a little off track and welded the threads on that one, so I had to grind off the screw or the bolt and grind it down to where the welds touched it. And now that comes out. Easy fix. Really happy with that. Now I don't ever have to worry about coming in here to hold the nuts while I take off the front cap. Front cap can be removed, easy peasy, if I ever need to get in there. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while now. I'm glad to get this done. See, I just took the cutting wheel and just kind of nicked away at it until I got it down to where the bolt could come out. Not too big a deal. So happy to have that back out. Love welding. Got a lot more coming up. And I love the new regulator. Works awesome, like really good. It's so nice having that little T-handle. Brass, no plastic except for on the gauges. Wouldn't want those to be glass. These I do think are replaceable if you break them. Yeah. Yeah, no, this thing is nice. I like it. Big chunk of brass. Works good. Real smooth action on that handle, unlike the other one, which was kind of, well, it would bind up or seize up and kind of jump around a little bit as you were trying to adjust it. Good old Harris. I like it. Working good. Yep, got that loose. Everything else comes out too. So awesome, so nice. Screw from the front. We'll put a couple bolts on the side. Eventually, like a couple up here, maybe 3 up here. They'll have to go through the wood. That'll be fine. These aren't really holding much. I just want them just to kind of snug in the edge there. I need to clean some sealant on the backside off. I'll bring down the post and we'll mount there as well. Giving the battery a top up, top off, top it up, top it off. It's still chugging along somehow. '7 of 2010 on that battery. Probably have to replace that at some point here after I get on the road. Alright, the stuff wants you to spray down surfaces lightly with water. So I got some distilled water in a spray bottle there. Can temperature 50 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, optimal 75. I'd say it's about 80 right now. Mist application surface with water prior to spraying foam and mist foam immediately after spraying. Allow foam to cure 5 to 10 minutes prior to spraying additional foam layers. Looks like we got a fan tip that you can rotate. And this is just a circular spray, I assume. Two of each. See what happens here. Oh boy. Thinking 20 bucks a can, but yeah, that hardly covers anything. All right, the second coat helped a little bit, but still was about the biggest waste of $40 I've ever used. It's just those cans just don't have any coverage. They go really quick. But I don't know, overall that might help keep things warm in the RV a little bit more. And a little bit of operator error on my part. It definitely seems like you gotta get a little trick down. You gotta just spray once instead of going back and forth like you would with a spray paint can, because that just blows this insulation off of the surface. So definitely a little bit of a learning curve with that, but it's just, boy, those cans went up quick. I got this area kind of good. A lot of missed spots up under there. That got okay. Kind of got in behind there, but overall it's just, yeah. Not sure that was worth it at all. It looks like it'll insulate to some degree, keep things a little warmer, but yeah, I don't know if that was really worth it. Oh well, it was something to try out. Gooey here, yeah, maybe not. I feel like that's just gonna get over everything, so I'm gonna just probably trim it away as I pull up the paper or something. So I'm kind of half and half on regretting this. Kind of glad I did it because I could see how this will help with sound a little bit. And yeah, that'll insulate to some degree, I'm sure. Help keep some of the heat in, but it kind of also made a huge mess. So I guess I'm glad I tried it. Next time I will do that very differently. If there is a next time. Probably not. I mean, 40 bucks just to do this. Yeah. Yeah, this stuff's pretty flexible. Feels really durable. Yeah, for the most part, maybe not as much as I was thinking initially, but seems to have stuck good. If it wasn't so expensive, I might get another kit, finish spraying this, but I'm going to take that as it was more of an experiment than anything. A little trial, experimental trial. Yeah, just too messy, too expensive. Would have gone a lot better if I did some better prep, like removing the motor, the linkage for the wipers, and the pivot mounts for the wipers. And there'd be less things getting in the way when I spray. But oh well. Maybe another day I'll do this far down the road. But for right now, I'm not too impressed with this stuff. Not for that price. But I think it will help with insulation to some degree. And add some sound deadening. Hope it does okay in the sunlight. It's going to be exposed for a little while. Alright, got that all cleaned up. Let's cut this out a little bit. It definitely has a rubbery texture, quality to it. This piece down here. Must stop the noises. Was it this one? Yes. All right. Good enough. I got this too. So yeah, cleanup's not so bad. Messy process to apply. A little bit of work with the prep. Should have been a little bit more removing things. If I redo this in the future, I will do a better job at that. Yeah, this stuff actually comes off pretty easy. Alright, there we go. We'll experiment with the spray foam. Might redo that again in the future. Alright, I got things dusted off pretty good. I did want to use some cleaner and a pressure washer to clean off these areas really good. this should stick okay. But on the original metal, things are pretty dusty and pretty grimy. But we got a nice hot day today. Tomorrow's a bit cooler. I don't want to get everything all wet and have to wait a couple days for it to all dry out. So I'm just going to spray the white areas, the primered areas, and we'll pressure wash next year or some other time. Clean all this up really good and give this entire thing a good undercoating. But for right now, I just want to get this stuff and see how well the sound deadening aspect of that rubberized spray paint works. Letting things get good and warmed up in the sun. And yeah, you can see this door seal is not sticking very well. At least not down here in this corner. I think it's getting caught on that edge and kind of pulling on it a little bit maybe. And then it's getting chewed up as I close it. While it's lifted, separated. I might try and replace this piece. I got enough left over because some of it stuck okay. Yeah, some of it actually stuck pretty good. So I might try and re-clean that. Maybe with some 90% rubbing alcohol, which can kind of strip the paint a little bit. But we'll mess with that later. It's gonna make it hard to lay over and slide under like I was planning. But alright, that's good enough. I'll slide it, and then I'll slide it down the drive shaft as I go along. It's not too big a deal to get overspray on that, but I don't want to get so much that it makes it unbalanced or something. It's probably going to be fine, but just a little peace of mind. Some small, got a small area in here that needs to get sprayed. Coats pretty well, seems to go on thick. Let's see what that feels like once it dries, see if it's rubbery at all. Looking good, I like it. It's really stupid. They have this in a can that's not in any angle. Like every other one of their spray paint cans, you can spray in any angle. But this one isn't, and this is like, you know, obviously meant to be sprayed underneath something, so it's, you can't spray like this. You always have to be at like 45 degrees, and it just kind of sucks. Alright, that RV is all undercoated with rubberized spray paint. With 8 cans, I was able to do everything except for these last sections right here. Then I had to move on to using the just regular undercoating, and it did seem like this was about half as thick, but it went twice as far, if not a little bit further. This still got a bit left in that can, and those professional grade cans were they put it on heavy and they spray fast and they go really fast. They don't cover a lot of area. And this stuff still seems to be pretty thick, but it is, I would say, about half as thick as the other stuff where I put it on heavy. You can still put it on thick. You can see here where it got a little too much spray, and it is thick enough to stay put. There's no drips anywhere. I like it. Seems to work good. And yeah, I might just stick with this stuff. Seems like that goes a lot further. It's just not as thick. So I don't know. Next time I get under here, put another coat of this stuff on, because once I pressure wash, I'll get other areas. In the future. But I think that yeah, this stuff was definitely thicker. So I'll probably stick with this stuff. Save that for the flatbed. I was able to score a bunch of spray nozzles. Whenever you're doing back-to-back spraying, just move the used nozzle over to the new can. You could even do that without, you know, if you got an old can that just got used up, if the nozzle's still sprayable, still usable, you know, just take it off and put it on the new can. If it works, then you got a new nozzle you could set aside. So I got a clean mayonnaise jar I'm filling up with those. You never know. Those do clog up sometimes, so it's good to have spares. So I just take the old nozzle and move it on the new can, and then set the new one aside. This one got gooped up pretty good, so I, you know, used its new nozzle. Undercoated all pretty well. Really satisfied with that. Glad that it's all done finally. That was something I really wanted to get done before the rain comes. And now feel like I can take off when I'm ready. Don't have to worry about all that primer or that clean metal getting mud or road gunk all over it. There'll be some touch up or some smaller places I'll spray, like when I do these side skirts. Alright, I got a bunch of cleanup to do. Gonna let that paint dry. And then for the last task on this rebuild video, I'm gonna go around and do some touch up with the Ford Gray, wherever there's overspray or places I ground away for doing repairs, or anywhere I welded. I need some 4 gray touch up. Looks like I should have worn my goggles or something. Got a little messy under there. It does feel pretty durable and rubbery. Made a mess. I hope it washes off. Got face patterns now. There's a pattern on my face. Oh yeah. Feels like a good durable coating. Feels like if I put my nail on it, I can feel it is a little rubbery. But that does feel durable and rubberized. I like it. I like that stuff. Yeah. Rubberized coating. That's what it feels like. Nice and durable feeling. Can't really... It's definitely thinner, but by touch I can't really feel a difference between the pro grade and the other stuff. It all feels really durable, rubberized. I think it's gonna work good. Alright, before I get out the Ford Gray, I'm gonna caulk this gap where the sealant has kind of failed and is missing. Window lifts up a little bit there too, so I'm gonna just kind of help with the rain as I'm driving. I'll go to a window shop at some point and have them fix this for me. So it's just a temporary thing. Just in case I'm driving in the rain. Goof off sucks. Maybe works on one out of every 10 things I try it on. And even then it's like it just kind of softens up the adhesive. It doesn't really take it off. Let's try some acetone. Yeah, acetone. That works how I would expect goof off to work. Strips the paint a little bit, but that's okay in this situation. I'm going to paint around everything here. But yeah, I do not like goof off. One of my ex-employers used to use this 3M citrus label remover, adhesive label remover. I need to find some of that stuff. That stuff worked a miracle. Alright, got a little bit more left than I thought I did. Got some skin. All right, last thing on my list that I wanted to get done before the rain comes was all this Ford gray touch-up. Looks good. Whole RV needs a recoat or a second coat, third coat. I think that would be a second coat actually. Some places got it thick, more thick than others. The thin areas I would love to recoat. I'd like to just recoat the whole thing one more time, but we'll wait till I'm done with everything else. You know, I'm going to install these fenders and they're going to get sprayed with the undercoating. You can see there's overspray right here from spraying under here. So this whole thing is going to get repainted at some point, but for right now I just wanted to get all the bad spots, or the spots where the paint was missing or got stripped off, repainted, and that makes me happy. See, we got spots right here too where the white primer got oversprayed. So definitely got to paint this one more time, but I'll wait till everything else is done. Looking much better either way. I am actually loving the Ford gray. I think I made a good decision going with that. Overspray, dirty spots. Really just doesn't seem like the biggest a deal. Dirty. It repaints very well. You know, once this dries, it's gonna blend in very good. It's not so noticeable. I was thinking about painting this Winnebago colors again, but then I just have to worry about the paint staying nice. Ford gray is just kind of a utility color, I'm going to call it. It's a rugged color. Something that can get dirty and messed up and oversprayed on, and I can just repaint as I go along. But yeah, that's all looking very good. Very happy with that. Mission accomplished. Now I do believe I can move on to the welding. Going to make these fenders. I was going to make them bolt on, but I still might, because I could run a bolt through here and still get a nut on the other side. Can't really do that here because it'll go, you know, there's just nowhere to put a nut. Oh, unless I put it right here and just be a really long bolt. Yeah, maybe I could still do bolt on fenders. I think there's a good chance though. I'm going to go ahead and just weld them on, just so I don't have to worry about making them bolt on. You know, I could always take a tire off if I really want to get in here and access the engine. That was the idea, is to make them removable, so I could take them off if I want to change spark plugs, or I don't know, come up with some reason that I need extra room in here, because you just got a ton of space without these fenders here, and I like that. I like being able to see all that access. So yeah, I think I can figure out. I was thinking that, you know, because if I do tabs, I was thinking about putting tabs on the fenders. So, you know, the fender can go in right here, tab can come up, get bolted in, tab, bolt. There'll be a beam right here. I could actually run a bolt. Well, I'll just do tabs. It won't look as good, but I don't think it will look too bad either. I don't know. I'm still up in the air about that. I might just weld them on. I'll just weld the 1 inch. I got 1 inch, so I don't have to worry about grinding all these welds down, and I don't think it's really necessary to go with the 1.5 inch, especially if I do bolt on. It'll make it a little bit lighter. Yeah, I think I will go ahead and do bolt on. So, you know, that's kind of why I got the 1 inch instead of the 1.5. It's a little easier to remove, a little bit lighter. So fenders, side skirts, I'll just weld those on. I'm going to weld another 1.5 inch down at the bottom here, out to the corner. I'll do like a 45 here, so it's not just an abrupt corner there. I like the idea of doing a 45. Be a little bit of a transition into the flatbed or something. I think it'll look better. So side skirts, fenders, put those beams on, and then we can finally put the front cap on permanently. I will be very, very happy to see that done. It's come on and off so many times. Gonna have to put it on one more time and off, just so I could redraw some edge lines here on a bolted up. I'll get everything right where I need it. I wanted to, yeah, recheck or redraw some edge lines. This one got kind of wiped off. Just want to double check and make sure before I go welding those beams on where they need to be positioned. And there's something else too. I was thinking I needed to check. Oh, the length down, like how far down does that beam need to be? I'm pretty sure it is to the top of the bumper, but I think I want to just measure and make sure. So we're going to put the cap on and off one more time, just check measurements, get all that welding done, and then I can finally put it on for the last time, unless I work on something in the future, but it'll be for the last time here at this spot. I'll put it on, start working on the headlights and the wiring. Oh, I'm so excited. Fenders, side skirts, and then I'll work on the front cap after that. I need to rebuild. I've lost this lower bracket. I'll look around one more time, but I can't seem to find it anywhere. If I can't find this lower bracket for the bumper mount, I'm gonna have to just weld something there, or I'll make a bracket that I can bolt on, and then the bumper can go on. Very happy to be to this point. Got lots more to go, but we're getting closer and closer to the maiden voyage. Can't wait. Thank you for watching, everybody. Stay tuned. We'll see you in the next video.